Wonderful to have Swiss Locker on board for the MPNFL First Division Footy Show. Big show tonight, lot going on. Our special guests from the Edith Vale Aspendale Football Club, two of their stars, Mick Meehan and Steve Mannix. Big news at Mount Eliza. Nick Claringbold sacked after just 14 games. Bond Beach's Trent Dennis-Lane taking the Bulldogs to the cleaners to the tune of 6 goals. Breaking news out of Dramana regarding a new coach. Pines get over the line by the barest of margins, and the Snakes and Ladders jostling for a top 5 spot continues. Rosebud, they climb in this week, and YCW slide out. Do you like that? We welcome our team. Chris Holcomb, good evening.
Big day in football, hasn't it, Dan?
In First Division, it certainly is.
Got to be up early, Dan, don't you?
G'day, Blackers.
Ooh.
How you going, all right?
Yeah, really good, Dan.
And our two guests, as I say, two of the stars from the Edith Vale Aspendale Footy Club, two of the good guys in footy. There are many of them. And man, you can't grow grass on a busy street. G'day, Steve Mannix. How you travelling, all right? And Mick Meehan. G'day, Mick.
How are you, mate?
I'm going beautifully. Now, boys, let's talk about Nick Claringbold sacked after just 14 games. Now, Hulk, you found out accidentally, didn't you, by giving Nick a call?
Yeah, I was just checking up to see how he was going, and that took me by surprise that he had been given the sack after 14 rounds. Obviously, Mount Eliza committee had their reasons of why they wanted to do it.
I think, Hulks, I think it's disappointing that at round 14 they make a decision. You know, if they're not going to go with him at the end of the year, then maybe just tell him and let him coach the last 4 games and see the season out. But, Edith Vale, you boys have had a hard year, and we've heard a lot of things coming out of Edith Vale, but you've got to give credit to Edith Vale as a club is because they've stacked fat together as a club. Nothing's come out, nothing's leaked, and, Yada's been there for a long time, and if he parts way with the club at the end of the year, I think that's a fair and reasonable.
It is.
But they've gone about it really well, and I just think that, unfortunately for Nick, he got tapped on the shoulder last night and obviously had a chat and things haven't worked out for him. But I don't think, it's fair and reasonable.
Was it the right fit, though? I mean, obviously it wasn't, but did you think at the time when he was appointed, was it the right fit?
Well, my understanding was, Dan, that they went after him.
Yeah.
And he's a Mount Eliza person. So he's played football there before. He's gone off and coached at Sorrento. He's gone off and coached at the Peninsula Old Boys as well. So he's done the coaching rounds, and he's a really good person, quality person. And obviously, after 14 games, things haven't gone well. But Hulks, at the start of the year, you thought that Mount Eliza would be one side that would slide. They lose McCarthy, they lose the 2 Freeman boys.
You've been reading my notes. Is this what you're doing? No. Trying to steal my notes?
They lose Booth, they lose Gormley, they...
Brady Nelms has been injured for a bit too.
So,
yeah.
I'll put this to you, right? Mount Eliza's best players this year, DeWitt, Bain, Breen, Small, Parks, Coates, right? They're all kids.
21
They're
years
all
and under.
kids, right? Tennant's experience has been injured all year.
Yeah.
Landry's form has been patchy, to say the best.
He was good a couple of weeks
Gill's
ago.
only played, but that's 1 game, mate. Gill's only played 10 games, but his form was patchy. Doherty's only been 10 games, and he's been injured half the year. Then you lose Turnbull, McCartney, Moncrief, Freeman. Where do you expect them to finish? Like, do you expect them to compete? I do. Do you expect them to compete with the top 3 or 4 sides?
That's what I'm saying to you.
Not at all.
Do you look at the side and you say, you look at all the outs and you look at the ends and we're putting time into these kids. Where do you realistically think that we're going to finish this year?
Exactly.
Speaking to the MPNFL Football World today, they said it's a strange decision when they're rebuilding. Everyone seems
they don't think they're rebuilding.
Well,
they think they're in the premiership window.
I think everyone else thought they were rebuilding. But speaking to a couple of officials, after they lost earlier in the season to Bond Beach, these officials said to me, we need to concentrate more on blooding kids, bringing kids on. It's good to win under 19 and reserves premierships, but it'd be nice to win a senior premiership. We've got to start bringing those kids on. And I took that as a club that was rebuilding after that. They only won 2 of their first 6. They've dropped 5 of their past 6, but I still believe that he's been harshly dealt with.
And on the weekend, Dan, look, they were in a winning position to beat Dramana.
Yeah.
We all picked Dramana, but they were 21 points up coming into that last quarter, and they got rolled. But they were in the game. So there's times where they're right in the contest, but they're just obviously not getting the job right.
Biggest losing margin's 20 points.
Yeah. And look, their percentage is still over 100. I mean, they've been very close, haven't they? All year.
Kids can't close out games. If you're playing under 40 games, you're not closing out games.
So Shane Tennant will take over. How's he going to go, do you think?
I thought it was someone else.
Dave Gilbey.
Yeah, Dave Gilbey.
I was told Shane Tennant today.
Yeah, I think Gilbs will coach
Oh, will
for
he?
the last 4 games.
Okay.
But Tennant will be involved. He's very good. He's very good.
What's Dave Gilbey like?
Good player, Gilbs. I haven't seen him for a while, but yeah, no, he'll be all right.
Well, we'll have to keep a close eye on that. It'll be fascinating as to what Mount Eliza does. Now, there could be a number of other clubs looking for a new coach. We'll talk about Dramana in just a second. They've appointed a new coach with Ricky Johnson making it clear earlier in the season that he would be standing down. Who would you recommend? I mean, we'll ask the boys. Steve and Mick, do you expect to have a new coach next year?
I wouldn't have a clue, mate. I'll say that. Yeah, but no, I think most clubs look around at the end of each year, and there's a good coach out there. You always got to have a chat to him, but I wouldn't have a clue, mate. I try and stay out of that sort of stuff.
Do you think the message is still getting through, Mick? I mean, you're playing some pretty good footy again. You won the best and fairest last year, so you've obviously played some good footy under Yader, but do you think the message is still getting through?
I think it is. I think we're still showing up, getting 40, 45 blokes training Tuesday and Thursday, and we're still having a red-hot crack. Just, something's not clicking, and you can't just point all fingers at the coach. It's our fault as well.
You haven't been running out games, have you?
No, that's the thing we've been speaking about as
It's the
well.
last quarters, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been speaking about that, and we try to get our starts really well. And if we start a game well, then that same game we could just fall away.
Well,
Big Brett Dawes been in wonderful
Well,
form, hasn't he?
Dan's actually
very
tried
good
to
player.
blame Daw, Monaghan and Allen all year for being too old and too slow. So do you think Dan's on the right track or not?
100% no.
I'm sure they're lovely blokes, and but look, a man's entitled to an opinion. But Steve, do you think you're fit enough? I mean, if you're not running out the last quarters, what's that down to?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, mate. Once you sometimes get a bit of momentum against you, and it's hard to stop. But, definitely not what you were saying, those three.
It's been on them all year.
One of Ezekiel, and we had a vote count the other night, Ezekiel in the BNF with Bus, and Dory's probably best.
Isn't he having a good year, Bass?
Bussey's a bloody good player.
I reckon he's the top 3 key forwards in the comp at the moment.
Absolutely.
I reckon him, Paholke and Jackson Calder would be your 3 picks.
Yeah.
I believe if he wanted to, Steve and Mick, he could have played league footy. Is that right? And he decided he
Who's that?
They'll tell you that as well.
Who's that?
yeah,
he'll tell you.
The
Mick
Bus?
Bussey, yeah.
He had
The
a,
Bus, he's a loose unity. How did he
he
go
had
on
a-
an AFL list?
He had a draft party and didn't get drafted.
Many turn up, Steve.
I don't know. He was all Australian. I think he was a big country in all Australia. That
Yeah.
sort of stuff.
How do you reckon he would have gone with the discipline of an AFL
Yeah, that's
side?
not his-
No, not his
He's been good
bag.
this year, though. He's been in
Has he?
most trainings. Yeah,
No, he's been good.
Yeah.
Talking of AFL players, how's Tom Lamb travelling, Mick?
Tom Lamb's going well, I think. By
Yeah.
all reports, he's just taking a bit of time away from footy at the moment.
Do you expect him to
footy's
come back
footy.
next year?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's where his home is. Like, play junior footy there.
yeah.
The door's always open for him when he wants to come back. If he wants to come back at all, but if he doesn't, then he's going on to bigger and better things in life.
He was unlucky. He played the first game of the 2015 season, Luke Beveridge's first game as coach of the Dogs, and the Dogs just beat West Coast. West Coast went on to play in the Granny. And I thought they found one here, and he didn't play again.
Fun facts with
Fun
Dan.
facts.
He did not play again. I thought Stevie was a bit unlucky that he didn't play again. I thought they might have found one and would have at least persevered with him for more than one game. I'm sure that plays on your mind a bit, doesn't it?
I think it was his position too. They had Darling and Kennedy, and he was playing as that half forward. I was
Yeah.
looking there, and I was. Yeah.
It's good stats, though, Dan.
Yeah.
You're really good then.
Yeah, well, I don't know where my car keys are. Now, Petter's suspension and breaks have got some breaking news for us, and breaking news out of Dramana. Ricky Johnson, another one of the nice guys in footy, fantastic bloke. He made the decision a few weeks ago. He wouldn't be coaching, he wouldn't be playing. He's got a growing young family. He's got
He's going to go
a
and do
business
some
as well. He's going to do some travelling. Matt Price will be the new coach. Now, I'm still learning the caper and the people in the MPNFL Blackers. What do you know about Matt Price?
He's a Dramana boy from a way back, and he's gone away, and he's very, very footy experienced, and they've got one of their own back. I think they're on the right track there. They've kept it in-house with that, and I think he'll do a great job. By all reports, he's a very, very good operator.
He'll be taking on a team that are in a very, very good position, aren't they?
That team is cracking at the moment.
What they probably want to do, Hulks, is find a bit more depth because their reserves aren't travelling that well, mate. So if they get some...
Yeah, look, I watched them play that last quarter against Mount Eliza. They were 14 points down, kicking into a 4-goal wind, and they were never going to lose. They just pommeled them. Gertz through the middle. That was just impressive, very impressive.
When they lost those games one after the other.
Yeah, well, they lost 8 blokes.
That's
It was
right.
hard to
That's
recover.
what I'm
That's what
talking about.
Bombers are going through at the moment.
Bit of depth.
Yeah.
Now, we've got a brand new show on GameFace, live and loose with Paddy and the Goose. Live from Degani, the cafe, every Saturday at 8:30. Paul Wilson hosting it. Brendan Dunn was the guest last week. Jamie Molo, the coach of Red Hill in the second division, is going to be the guest this week. Just like Seinfeld, a show about nothing. And Goose said the reason, he talked, I think, for 15 minutes last week about having his bald head. And he said the reason why he had his bald head was because it was all the time that the defenders were trying to punch the ball away and they shaved his head each time.
I've heard that a few times.
Yeah, I've heard that many,
That's why
many
his nose
times.
is mangled as well.
Hey,
That's why his nose is mangled as well.
Exactly right. So we look forward to that show, live and loose with Paddy and the Goose. And Paddy's got one more week to go of his suspension. We wish him all the best in his endeavours when he comes back to coaching Pines in the lead into the finals. This is the GameFace First Division Footy Show. We'll be back with more shortly, and we'll, of course, speak closely with our special guests from the Edith Vale Aspendale Footy Club, Mick Meehan and Steve Mannix, thanks to the Frankston RSL. Get your GameFace on. This is the First Division Footy Show for the MPNFL. Thanks to the Frankston RSL on GameFace. Dan Lonigan with you, Chris Holcomb and Tony Blackford. Our guests from the Edith Vale Aspendale Footy Club, Mick Meehan and Steve Mannix. Now, Steve, why have you shaved your melon?
Run out of options, mate. No, I've got my missus locked down, so I don't really, not too much to worry about now.
So you'll keep shaving it with you?
Yeah, I don't have a choice, really.
He's going into a media career after he finishes footy, mate. He wants to emulate you.
Oh, well, if he wants to emulate me, at least he's got a better... He's a better looking bloke, Mick, than me, isn't he? Don't you reckon?
Oh, I reckon he's got you covered.
Yeah. I think everyone's got me covered. I'm as ugly as a hatful. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
It's not what your mum
now,
says, Dan.
you've also got a young family too, Steve, so that must keep you busy.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yep, work hard, then go home, see the young fella, and
That's
living at mum's at the moment though, because we're building a new house, so
Ooh, where's the new house?
in Bomb Beach,
Bomb Beach.
Right.
Ooh,
Station Street. Yeah.
on the beach there.
it's
Yeah.
close to the Mornington. Get him
Yeah,
down there.
it's
So you're building it yourself, or you?
Yep, I work at Utopian with John Hines.
Johnny Hines.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
Sponsor
we're
plug.
good,
Quick sponsor plug there.
Excellent.
yeah.
So,
Sponsors, yeah.
so how many rooms? Is there going to be a mansion in the house?
It's 4 bedrooms, yeah.
Wow.
One for you, Dan.
Yeah, one for me if I've got to stay down there. Steve, I'll supply the food and the drink. And what's your lovely wife's name? If she doesn't mind me staying, I'm happy to stay there. Mel. Mel, I'm coming, but it will be one time next year. Okay, but let's.
Hope you don't use that word.
No, certainly not. Yeah. Sorry about that. Now, Mick. Let's move on very quickly as I've gone very red in the face here. Where would you rather play, forward or back?
I do love a goal, but I don't know. It's different, I guess.
Where do you play best football?
Oh, I think maybe across half-back.
Yep.
But yeah, obviously interrupted pre-season, slowed up a bit this year, so had to put a few quicker blokes back there. A few of the forwards got a hold of me a bit, but
You both got married in the off season.
yes.
How was that?
Priorities. you know.
How was that?
Yeah, it was good.
Good day?
Good.
Everyone behaved themselves?
Oh yeah, it was a good 5 or 6 days actually.
Yeah.
All the boys came up Wednesday and went home Sunday. So
Anyone get a bit loose?
which day?
It's a beautiful part of the world, Byron, they reckon. But it's becoming a bit. I haven't been there yet, but I was told it's become a bit commercialised. But I've heard it's sensational. That,
be good out
it's
in
not
Midland,
like
though.
it used to be.
Well, no complaints here. Just
Good.
Yeah, it was perfect. In every way.
Excellent. Very
Except
good.
the cyclone, but that was a different story.
Oh, that happened while you were there.
Yeah.
Didn't cause any damage to your accommodation or anything like that? Or?
No.
It's called Cyclone Mannix, that's what it was.
Nah.
And
Oh,
you
it's
had his
good.
wedding, Steve, and then you had yours the next week.
Next week. Oh, that was
Yeah,
the week
literally the
after.
week
That's
after.
probably,
Jesus.
that's probably part of the reason why the club's got off to a slow start.
Oh, everyone's on the
A
grogs.
few weeks off pre-season.
We had a few there too
March,
from
I
the
think,
club.
Was it March? Yeah.
Where was
Started
yours?
March. Yeah, started March.
Is yours
yeah.
down here?
Mine was in Cobram.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Not too.
That is brilliant. In 2 years, we have not had that yet, have we?
It was very hot. Good on you, Mick. Thanks very much for just changing the culture of this football
That is
show.
great.
There's no 7-second delay in television or video production like there is in radio. Good on you, Mick.
That's
You're an absolute
fantastic.
beauty.
It's happy to be here.
So Steve was best on ground at your wedding?
Yeah, him or Mallow. Mallow's pretty good on a drink too, so.
Good. And what's your new bride's name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Yeah. Send her a cheerio, mate.
Congratulations,
Have you got a
Caitlin.
big house too,
You got a big house too,
Got a
Mick, where I
room
can
for
stay?
Hey, nah.
Well, you probably wouldn't want me to stay, would you?
Tiny.
Tiny. Fair enough. Good on you, boys. I'm glad that things are going well on the marital front. Not so good for me, but that's another story. For ex-golf, now, they're one of our major sponsors, and Bomb Beach's Trent Dennis Lane taking the Bulldogs to the Cleaners to the tune of 6 goals. It was an excellent performance again, Blackers, by Bomb Beach against one of the lower sides. They're flat track bullies a bit, aren't they? And Ben McLean has been a great pickup from the amateurs. He did a good job on Jackson Calder.
Yeah, wonderful job on Calder, and he's had a great year, Calder. But Dennis Lane, he kicked 6 against Mornington on the weekend, which is a great effort. Don't get me wrong, Dan. But once again, Hulks, we talk about it.
Yep.
We just
They beat
been
up.
waiting for Bomb Beach to beat one of the better sides, and they haven't been able to do it.
They've still got time though. They have still got time to get that right over the next 4 weeks and make a run at it, because they're going to finish in the finals, and anything can happen in a final.
Yeah,
and
I
they've
think
got the list to
they'll
be able
finish
to do
fourth,
it.
won't they?
And Mitch Gent played again on the weekend. He's played
Yeah.
his max at Casey, so if they can hold on to him for the next 4
So he
games.
played 12, has he?
I thought 10 was max.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
anywho.
What do you think their strength is, Steve, Bomb Beach?
They got some really good players in the midfield and ruck. So
Yeah.
Mako, Jacko and Casey, not Casey, what's his name? Jen against us, and that was hard to stop.
Jacko Casey, yeah.
And, They spread pretty hard and they set up well. So
Well, they're a well-structured side. They really are. And just unfortunately, like, they just fall down sometimes in those bigger games.
They've got that young key forward too, Mick, haven't they? Fisher.
Joe Fisher.
Yeah, Joe Fisher.
I used to play with him at Old Halbury.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He certainly looks like he can play too. So he's a bit inconsistent, but he's been playing some good footy.
I still think Bomb Beach are going to have a little bit to say at the end of the year. I still think.
Do you?
I still
Well,
think
that-
they've got a big win in them in the final.
Let's hope so.
Well, they need to, because they've been
Yeah.
disappointing. They've not beaten a team above them on the ladder, and that's been their issue. Good enough against teams around them and below them, and they've obviously got some work to do. Peninsula Safety and Workwear, as we look at the snakes and ladders jostling for a top 5 spot.
You're not going to go through all that, are you? Dan?
Rosebud climbs in this week and YCW slides out. The GameFace Work Experience Boy predictions. I still haven't met the Work Experience Boy, so I don't have his name. No one's told me his name. So we'll just call him the GameFace Work Experience Boy. He's called the computer. Now, let's have a look. Pines, the GameFace Boy
Set.
reckons they'll win all 5 and they'll finish on top. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. I do not think that they will. I think Dramana will beat them in round 16, and
Yep.
they've got to beat Sereno down at Sereno in round 18 to finish on top. So I still think top spots up for grabs. Sereno will finish up there as well. Dramana are the team that's coming for me. They are playing some good footy. They can knock off Sereno at Pines at any stage on any ground.
And they want to
just
do
hope
it for
that
Ricky Blackers, won't they?
And let's just hope that they can keep their list together, Holmes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I hope that's the case. I know Gertz will stick around and all those boys. Fowler's probably the one.
Injury-free for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah, of course. The one on the weekend with Bo Cosson for me in the forward line was fantastic for them in that last quarter. So the real stuff starts below that bottom 3. So you got Rosebud, YC and Bomb Beach fighting out for that last spot.
Yep.
And my little crystal ball that I did today, Dan, that I had going, I've got them coming down to the last game, and I've got Bomb Beach versus YC, winner plays finals.
Big game. Where's that? That's at YC, is it? I think it is.
Ah, yeah, let's go with YC.
Yeah.
Why
Now,
not?
Dramana's injuries. Ben Holmes 1 week. Jay Hutchison another month away with a knee. Jake Heap 3 weeks. And Madjock Puok is 1 week away as well.
Okay.
So they've got some good players to come back into their side, which will certainly help them. Just briefly, Rosebud, we think they'll make it. It's been a
Rosebud
wonderful
will make it.
performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've
losing
got-
their first 3.
Mornington Mount Eliza, which I'll win. Pines, which you think they might get done, which they could win because they beat them before.
Yep.
And then Bombers to finish. So they've probably got the
And
best
they've
run
got
out of
Bombers
those
at home,
3.
haven't they?
Yeah.
So the
Bombers
best
have been
run-
disappointed with all their injuries.
Best
haven't
run. But
Oh,
if YC and Bomb beat, that last round's going to be cracking if that all pans out.
they? Can't wait.
But yeah, I like what Rosebud have done this year. They've been great. And they showed maturity by holding off YC, which YC were coming with the wind in
They
the
were.
last quarter on the weekend. which, yeah, it shows a really good sign.
They've been in pretty good, consistent form, I reckon, Rose, but they had a bit of a...
There were two games they lost by less than a goal, and they should have won those games. Sorrento was one of them,
point,
and Bombers are up all day, and Bombers came from behind.
And they got the best player in the comp.
He's going beautifully, isn't he, Sean
Well,
Downey?
everyone who comes on reckons he's the best player in the comp at the moment. He's best on ground again on the weekend.
Well, you would have played on his sleeve. Why is he so good? He's had a great year, Sean Downey.
He's just hard and fit. He runs all day, and he's pretty aggressive, like attacking the way he plays. So he knows he's good. So someone will man up on him. You can do that when you're the best player.
Absolutely. Mickey, you've been surprised about how well Rosebud's gone? They made a slow start.
I wouldn't say surprised.
They touched on it 2 weeks ago.
They they've kept their squad together for a few years now, so they're pretty young, so they're bound to shake it up a bit eventually, and it looks like they've done that this year.
Now, Pines get over the line by the barest of margins, thanks to SPT Performance, one of our key sponsors on GameFace, our footy coverage. Luke Potts touches it on the line, as you can see in the picture. It looked like it was a goal.
They kicked a point, but it was called out of bounds in the full as well.
Oh, did they?
Who's that?
Bombers, yeah.
Probably should have nearly won the game.
Yeah, but look, they had 14 out still. Bombers, they're going all right for what they've got out on the park. They've got a lot of injuries, more than anyone can say in the whole comp at the moment.
Bo must have kept saying to me, if we can get them back, and they just haven't been able to get them back, we'll be right in it.
They won't make finals.
No.
If they can get them back and have a really good pre-season, then they'll be a side.
They've probably got the most improved footballer in the comp, I reckon, at Frankston Bombers, who should be in everyone's team of the year. Rowdy, Mark Slogan. He's been phenomenal.
He's been a good player for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, but he's been best couple for them for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
Not just a couple of games.
No, he's their most consistent player.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
Week in, week out, he does a job.
Yeah.
Right decision, Paddy getting 3.
I still don't think that he should have got any of that.
Come on, Tone.
Well, I don't think he should have.
Well, when you abuse an umpire, you're not allowed to abuse umpires.
You guys were there. What was the atmosphere like out in the field? And could you feel it in the crowd too, that it was almost toxic, being described by a few people?
Yeah, it was just a normal game against Pines for me. We both do it to each other, and it's when you shake hands at the end of the game and move on. That's why you play footy. But
And we had Bongo on here, and he says it was a real physical game, but he got in the room.
Timmy.
Timmy, that was
it was a Timmy.
And they get in the room and they have a drink together, and that's what football's all about, Dan.
Did you hear that an official, Mick, from your club said that Pines weren't welcome to have a drink? How do you feel about that, if that was true? Now, we don't know 100% sure whether it was true.
An official?
I'm glad the Pines
You're
players...
not naming names.
No, I'm not naming any names. Because I know it was, but I'm not going to say it was.
Oh, you've softened.
I have
Hastings
softened. But I think everyone knows who it was. But it was good that Pines ignored that and came in, because at the end of the day, I would have thought what happens on the field stays on the field.
Yeah, that's right. That's probably just a bit of heat in the battle, I guess, and they had 20 plus in their presence.
Good.
In the green and red. So.
You boys have been in a bit of that this year. A little bit of frustration keeping out. I heard you too. You've been having a crack, haven't you?
yeah, that's it. When you're losing, it's
You need to be grumpy.
getting more frustrated.
I find that, so the older you get, the grumpier you get.
Well, look at Dan.
I'm always grumpy. Just before we look at the goal kicking, you seem safe from relegation.
Oh, seam.
You will be. I mean, Mornington was struggling. But a few weeks ago, it was looking a bit tough, Mick. How is the club feeling about that? Such a proud club who've been up there the last few years and
that's probably the biggest thing. It's my 5th year there, and all the first 4 years we played finals. So for me personally, it was just keep showing up every Tuesday and Thursday. Draw energy from the twos who have got a double chance locked away pretty much in their finals. Just keep getting around the young blokes. Things are going to change, whether sooner rather than later.
I reckon it's showing good character from the club, actually. Last 6 weeks, I reckon you guys have been pretty good. Probably what we expected from you from day dot, but obviously it didn't go to plan, but you've stuck at it and you've ground out a few wins, which has been probably pleasing. Do
you feel this has been a character-building year? Maybe in some ways, silly question, but I'll ask it anyway. I'm very good at that. That, Steve, you might have needed to have this year to move forward next year?
For some players it might work. Last time we missed finals, we were Wooden Spoon, I think, and we won the flag the next year. And you were
that was the glory year.
Yeah, we probably weren't the best team that year either. You just got to get to finals at St. Paul Beach. You just got to get there and anything can happen. And that's why, even 6 weeks ago, I was still wasn't talking about relegation. I was still trying to make finals. Well,
Yeah.
You got to always try, but just one of those years this year.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Now, goal kicking, Ambience Catering looking after our goal kicking this week for our GameFace footy show. Lee Paholke, a couple last week to go to 54. Jackson Calder kicked 4 in the wet against Mount Eliza, but none last week. He remains on 46. Trent Dennis Lane, 6 to move to 38. Sam Fowler's been ultra consistent with his bags of 3 or 4, and again, really played a crucial role,
He was
37.
brilliant on the weekend.
Yeah, he's having a great year, isn't he?
He is.
Ethan Johnston, 3 to go to 28, and Michael Bussey's having a wonderful year for Edithvale Aspendale, and he's on 26. That's the number of goals he's kicked for the year. At this stage, boys, who wins your best and fairest? You won it last year. Can you go back to back, Mick?
Me? Nah, that is shocking you. For me, I reckon Brett Dorr will come home strong and win it. Him or Bussey.
You know who's been playing, who should play in the back line for you all the time? I don't know what he's doing up forward. Nick Carlin's having a good back end of the year.
He's been back the last 3 weeks. He played on Paholke on the weekend.
Stop playing him forward. He's a backman.
Yeah.
Come on, he's the best, one of the best young backmen in the comp.
Well, Paholke only had 2 kicks and he kicked 2 goals.
Oh,
So
that's
he did a pretty good job.
And did he celebrate after each of the 2 goals?
I think he was talking to our crowd more than playing the game.
Well, yeah, that's what he does. He loves it. He's great for the competition. Now, our tips, Scarley Trophy Centre Footy Show tips. Chris Holcomb, he was able to tip all 5 winners. Black as you and I missed out on 1.
Yeah, we missed out on
When
one.
it comes to give one down.
Yeah, we did. And that's probably why Nick Jules not returning my texts, because I picked against Rosebud again. But anyway,
Could have gone either way,
here's
that
what it
game.
is. Could have.
Yep.
And again, that's been the problem with YC. They just haven't been able to win those
It
close
was a
ones.
really good physical game.
Yeah.
The stoppage work was fantastic on the weekend.
You down there, were you, Tony?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh,
No, I wasn't at that game.
I still expect them to cause some damage, YC, if they get in because of their experience. But they've got to get in.
No.
That's been the issue. You don't think so?
No.
You still think they're cooked?
Yep.
Yeah, even though you started to talk them up the other week.
No, I didn't. You did.
Round of footy, Mornington, you did. Thank you, Matt. Mornington, Matt's pointing. Mornington against Rosebud. And this will be a match you think that Rosebud will win. They just have to keep winning if they're to play finals footy. They don't want to drop a game against Mornington, even though it is at Mornington.
They won't drop that.
No, I wouldn't have thought so.
No, they won't drop that. They're too quick on that.
Rosebud would have been really disappointed losing to you boys a couple of weeks ago. And and they'll know that if they're not quite switched on, Mornington are a chance to beat them.
Miller's out again for another week due to work commitments. And
Rosebud should win though, Dan.
yes, I think so. What do you think?
They'll win that game. Rosebud probably. It'll be closer than you think, though.
Yeah,
really?
Mornington at home are pretty good,
Yeah.
but I reckon
Give me some points
Rosebud-
in.
I'll give you
A pineapple?
10. Oh, pineapple.
Sorrento and Frankston Bombers. Earlier in the year, Frankston Bombers beat them. It was the 10-year anniversary of the 2009 Premiership Team Blackers. We interviewed the great Dermot Brereton and a few of the other stars from that team. You know he was down there, Blackers. You were down there too. You had a lovely, as was I. As was I. Dern said, I'll give you 5 minutes. 20 minutes later, he's still
Who's that
talking.
bloke over there with Blackers, you know?
Yeah, you idiot. Sorrento should win this at Sorrento, but don't rule out
Yeah, I think
Bombers.
so. Sorrento, they've been playing some pretty good football at the moment, and their top bracket of players have been playing really good football.
Speaking of Frankston Bombers, that was probably the best game they played for the year last week, and they didn't get the result. Sereno are probably travelling a little bit better, so Sereno will get the chocolates this week.
Who wins, Mick?
Yeah, Sereno, I'd say at home.
Steve?
I'll go Bombers.
Yeah, likes that.
Tremarna hosting Edithvale Aspendale. Have you guys ever played at this ground? It's an unusual ground. So how do you try and get used to it as quickly as you possibly have to on the weekend? We saw Pines early in the year. They didn't adapt to it at all, and Tremarna took them to the cleaners. I mean, how do you try and adapt to a ground that is an unusual ground, but it is a great ground because it's so different?
We've been pretty good away last few years, actually. They've probably won more away games than home games, which isn't a good thing, but we tend to go pretty good when we're away. It's a new ground, so mix things up and see how you go.
One thing that Dromana are, they're quite fleet-footed and small and elusive, and I think that might play into their hands on the weekend, that their ball movement and that might be just a little bit too quick for the Edithvale boys.
How do you beat them, Mick?
Kick more goals.
Well, that's fair enough. But in regard to kicking more goals, how do you kick more goals? How do you close down those smaller, quicker
We've
players?
just got to stop their mosquito fleet up forward. Like you
Yeah.
said, Fowler, Johnson,
Costin.
even Terry Wheeler's playing good footy.
Yeah, he
He's playing very well.
And the Gertz boys, so they've got a lot to like about what they're doing. So you've got to sort of go in with a different type of backline, really, don't you?
Yeah, go a bit smaller and quicker, and hopefully expose them a bit when we're up forward.
Now, you guys know this comp a lot better than I do. Can you ever remember there being a change of coach midway through the season? And could we have a Brett Ratton, David Teague, Reed Shaw situation?
No.
You don't think Mount Eliza can beat Bond Beach with
Mount
their
El-
new coaching structure in place?
No, Mount Eliza's,
Even at home?
Mount Eliza's problem wasn't the fact that they were flat or they were down. It was the fact that they had so many young kids going through and the leaders couldn't drag them over the line in the close games, which we've spoken about. So changing your coach is not going to affect that because they were still having a crack. They were still doing all the right things, but they were just getting left short. This is one of the teams at Bond Beach smack around. So they'll smack Mount Eliza this week.
And cement their spot in the finals.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
I think
Bond Beach.
too.
But hopefully Mount Eliza will take it out to them, boys. What do you reckon, Mick?
I reckon Bond Beach as well.
Yeah, Menelize will go close for kick straight.
That's what it's all about. And thanks to YCW, they just have to beat Pines, don't they? But I'm not sure they can, even though the game is at home. I'm not sure who's available and who's not available for Richmond. I'll tell you, Lockie Street will play for Richmond, I would have thought, for the rest of the year, and Chad Harris as well. I'm not sure about Brendan
How did
Credlin.
they go in that game last week then?
I haven't heard, Blackers. I haven't heard. They didn't play. They played VFL in the end. It was-
Played in the Young Guns and Streety played VFL.
Yeah, so Streety played in the VFL and Chad Harris played in the Young Guns. So I'm sure that he'll keep his spot, but it just depends with YCW who's available and who's not. And Pines, their players who've been coming back, such as Chewy Scanlon and others, starting to get decent footy into them, aren't they? They've still got a couple of injuries, the Pines, according to Paddy, but they're not going too badly at the
No,
moment.
they're going pretty well. They're probably not kicking as many goals as they have in the past.
I disagree. I don't reckon they're going any good at the moment, and they're still just getting wins.
But
I
they're
reckon
not
they've got about 3 or 4 gears left in them.
Yeah.
Before finals,
Do you?
which is scary. 100%. They're not playing good footy.
They're not playing as good a footy
No.
as this time last year.
No,
are they?
no, not at all.
And they're not kicking the goals that they were last year.
No.
They could kick goals quickly, couldn't they?
They
yeah.
could, but they're kicking more points at the moment than they are goals.
But the scary thing is they're still banking the wins.
Bloody hell,
That's
they-
it. But they've got a lot of work to do because Sereno Durana are coming hard and they can do anything on their day. So Pines have to improve 2 or 3 cogs to get to where they were last year.
Now, Hutchinson might be out of the YCW team. Concussion is in doubt, according to Wayne Cap today, so he's a big loss for them if he doesn't play.
Yeah, he's probably taken over his Europe guts too. He probably
Has he?
wasn't covering the ground that well.
It's a bit harsh,
He gets
boys.
knocked out of it too, Hutcho. But look, that won't be enough for them to beat Pines. Pines will win this game. I think we're out commentating it too on Saturday. I might make a special appearance.
I would love to have you make a special appearance.
You
You're
gonna-
going to
you gonna
save the food this time. You took a great picture the last time, and when I got there, it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah, I know. I do love the fang, Dan.
I know you do. Good on you, boys. Thanks, Blackers. Thanks, Hogs. Good to see
Thanks,
Mick and
guys.
Steve from the Edith Vale Aspendale Footy Club. Good luck for the rest of the season, boys. And
Thank you.
we look forward to a big weekend of footy. As you said, Hulks, our match of the day going to be YCW up against Pines. Can't wait for that. The local derby, or if you're in Western Australia, the local derby. But we're in Victoria, so we'll say the local derby. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your GameFace on.